Look who it is. The man who wakes up in the morning and pisses excellence.
Thanks for sticking that on me. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, it's true. Kevin's here because, well, I wasn't entirely sure those pickup points for the upper control arm were going to work for us. And he has a better eye for this than I do.
You have a very unique front suspension here, I will say.
Well, the new stuff is very nice. It's the old stuff we have to attach it to, I think, is potentially an issue.
Yeah, so this engineering is all done very nicely.
Right.
But where your upper mounts, they're not exactly designed for this kit. So Joe's custom stuff up here where he relocated some of these things, we've got to try and make that work to where we can get relatively equal caster and camber for each side. And so I'm kind of just a quick eyeball. I mean, I want to level the car eventually at some point, and we'll run the suspension through its travel, because what we're trying to do is have a little bit of positive caster angle to where the car will track straight and not do different things each side, because you're not going to go circle track racing, I don't think, I think I can assume that's safe. So yeah. We want to try and make it to where it's even so that it turns right and left the same, and that means it will also track straight when you're driving it around on the street. Predictability is what we're after here.
I would love that. We don't have that. It would be a damn shame to put all that nice powder-coated stuff on there and still have an unpredictably handling car.
Yep, so now we have lots of adjustment. We can shim this base point fore and aft. We can play with the adjustments down here to kick the lower this way. We can also do the same up here to kick the upper in different directions. I brought some digital angle finders and my alignment setup that I use for all the road race cars that I work on. And I'm hoping that we can get something that's acceptable to where the car is enjoyable to drive instead of terrifying.
Yeah.
So through some of my mock-up here, I think we're going to be able to make something work just by, I kind of have one at the extreme in and then the other one at the extreme out to get us some caster. And I think that it's even too much right now. Like when I pull it up to ride height, that's a lot of upper ball joint to lower angle. That's the imaginary line we're kind of looking at there.
Right.
And the car's already wheelied a couple of degrees. So if we can level the car, we can actually start doing some measuring to try and get some actual numbers for the things that I'm looking at.
Okay, step one, we'll level the car.
Yeah, I think that's a good first step. And then maybe we work on moving this forward to get this contact point going one way or the other, because it might be that this spread here isn't where it was stock either.
Well, and also the upper control arm is touching the mount right now.
Right here?
So if we could get it, see that right there?
Yep, it's bound up right there, but that is full droop, let's call it, right there. So it won't take much. And where we can slide this forward, I think we can get our angle back with adjustment in these uppers to get us. And then hopefully we can make it to where the wheel is still centered in the wheel well. We definitely got some math and some calculations to figure out. But I think we can do it.
Yes, totally. The first person to use the new Eastwood mini lathe is actually Kevin.
Got some safety glasses?
Oh yeah. All the safety. Nobody's got time to go to the ER to get metal drilled out.
Sadly, I've had that happen twice to me.
So have I. And oddly enough, the last time it happened, I was wearing safety glasses. Went home after a full day of chopping up the bed of a truck to body drop it. And I was in the shower washing my hair and managed to wash metal out of my hair into my eyeball. Oof. I don't even know how that works. And it was like 2 a.m, so I went to bed. And that was a mistake.
Let's see how she do.
So this is just a random old spacer I had in the shop, and it's too long, and we're going to shorten it down to 1 inch long.
That's too aggressive. Trying to make it where we don't have a bunch of washers to deal with when we're assembling.
This is much cooler than washers. Plus, if you're by yourself trying to get all the washers in there while sliding the bolt through, not easy.
Oh,
Looks pretty close. Oh yeah, like butter.
there we go. So, put that in.
Ah, see, that's so much better. It gets it off of there.
Mm-hmm. Looks like it was designed that way.
Mm-hmm. Hey now.
Yeah, that seems like it'll work.
Oh, the new spacers are great.
Worked out pretty good, right? Okay, we have camber going the wrong way.
Oh, it's going positive?
Yeah, it's 5 out at about right height, so
That's a lot.
we can lengthen the bottom or shorten the top, which we've got a little bit to shorten the top.
We are running a 1 inch wheel spacer on here to get the 8 lug wheels on, so.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and take yeah, that's definitely we need to shorten the upper and probably lengthen the lower. Might have to do a little bit of both.
What do you think, Bo? Is it gonna work? Bo's like, I don't care. Take me for a walk and feed me.
Hi, Bo. Yeah, Bo kisses. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
So we can't shorten the top enough then, can we?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna run it all the way in and then remeasure.
Okay.
That's what you got to do sometimes. Put it together, measure, take it apart.
Boom.
That's why it took so long.
There's a 1/4 inch piece of something in there.
Uh-huh.
Dang, Joe Barry.
From what I think I'm looking at here, this is the original frame rail. And so you can see this is not stock material. That's not stock material. So there's that much thickness added on top of your original frame rail.
Right.
So all in all, I took about, I think, 1 1/4 inch, 1 3/8 out by the time I've fit all that. And then what I cut out of the front bucket that you're about to work on, we'll tack it together, see if the sweep looks better. And then if it is, fully weld it in and then do the other side.
I like this. I think it's going to work great.
I hope so.
I have all the faith. How about a little update? Thanks to Kevin, we now know where the upper mounts should have been, and we have placed them there. Check this out. Looky, looky.
Hopefully they're closer.
Oh, they got to be better.
It's gotta be better.
Yeah, so they are lower and they are moved further inboard, which means we now have a front suspension that has negative camber up top, not positive, and actually it has some caster gain.
Caster gain and camber.
And camber gain, yeah. So it should handle properly, which is what we want.
All right. Well, we just tacked it to begin with, just to see if the proof of concept is there. And we are looking at, is that 1.4? Is it facing the right direction? I can't get close enough or far enough away from it to see. My eyes are getting old.
1.35.
Is it?
I can't tell which way the arrow's going.
Okay, yeah, it's gaining as I tip the bottom out. So that's 1.4 negative camber. So it comes back. Which way is that? Okay. It's so it's 1 degree there, comes back, loses a little bit right through the middle as the upper arm straightens out. But then as it goes up, it actually gains a little bit. It's numb right through the middle. See, we're at 0.6 there.
Numb would be 0.
It's actually 0.6 positive there. and then it goes to 0 all the way up there, but that's higher than I think the steering is going to allow it to travel.
So basically at ride height we're at 0?
Well, I'm just looking at the changes in the sweep.
Right.
So like right now we haven't even adjusted these again, but it seems like
it's no longer going positive up top.
Yes, it's no longer like tipping the tire out as the travel goes up. I think it's
nice.
I think it's going to do what we need it to do.
Suddenly Bo's interested. Bo, you look guilty. What are you doing? What are you doing? I was like, what's all these things on the floor? What do you think? Better alignment? Yep, better alignment.
He didn't turn his butt to it this time.
No, not this time. Not this time.
Oh, hi, Bo. All right, so that's actually -3 now that I adjust it there. Still has clearance there. I was a little worried about that. So let's bring it up to about ride height. So does lose a little bit from full droop. But then we go up and over. So -1.2, -0.8, 1. Certainly better than it was.
Yes.
And we still have some more we could kick out in the bottom. Caster is 0 there. And 6. So we're still gaining caster. So that's good.
Yeah.
I think maybe we can slide the bottom out just a little bit more. And I think we'll be all right.
Yes.
Like, it's not perfect, but it's way better than it was.
This was a mess before.
Yeah.
I can't wait to drive it like this. Even if it was 0, like even if the tire was flat.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better than it was.
Thanks for the help, Bo.
Yeah, good looking out. Dog,
Thanks for the help, Bo.
dog hugs.
Thanks for the help. Oh, goodness. Okay. Thanks for the doggy kisses.
All right, we can weld it in.
Yeah, I wish I'd have maybe pushed those back in a little bit so we would have more adjustment there. But actually, you said you had a plasma cutter, right?
I do.
Yeah, we can just plasma cut that little lip out of there, and then I can get another 1/4 inch down. And that may get us a good sweep where we're gaining camber the whole way. Anything we gain now only makes the stuff better.
I'll get the plasma cutter.
That thing means business.
I missed it. I was too late.
Well, we got the other side to do.
That's okay.
Sorry, I forgot about filming. I did that.
But it's all right. I saw the sparks. Just didn't see the source of the sparks. It's all good. You're not supposed to look into the light anyway, right?
Yeah, I did. Shame on me, I did.
Now the exciting part. Okay, so to recap, both mounts cut, lowered, moved inboard, and that was all in the name of giving us negative camber as the wheel moves up and down, and some caster gain. We also, I think, made it a little stronger than it was with some gussets and some strategically placed MIG welds. I feel good about this. And yeah, probably should paint over all this, but that's not going to happen because we're in a hurry.
No, it's death metal. It's got to be rusty.
Yeah, I would say it just is going to turn into patina here in Georgia in about a week and a half anyway, so it'll blend. That right there is an Amazon.com purchase. 8-lug to 5-lug wheel adapter, because yes, the old Firestones are staying. And then that will go on to Wilwood. Really, really nice 11-inch disc brake setup.
Let's see. I like seeing things, you know.
It's motivation right here.
Yeah, exactly.
All the shiny parts on a really, really rusty car.
Go in your home.
It's acting like it's too good for its home.
All right, what am I missing?
Kind of looks like it's crooked.
I don't think the back bearing was crooked.
Like something fired.
There it goes. Something still seems. Oh, we're hitting. Houston, we have a problem.
That rotor does look awfully close to
I wonder,
everything.
could it be that the rotor ends up on this side of the bracket? Maybe I assembled that wrong. Mm-hmm.
Ah.
That doesn't make a lot of sense, but...
Are there pictures? I always go by the pictures.
True.
And then if the pictures don't work out, then I read the words.
I thought I had assembled it right by the pictures.
Picture.
It shows it on the back. Oh, the dish is the other way.
Ah. All right.
Whoops.
These things happen.
Even to the best of us.
Here. Have a paper towel. That's right. That's why man invented power tools.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be right back. Let's try it again.
See if we got it right this time. I mean, when all else fails, really pay attention to the instructions.
It's a thing. You got some more clearance. I see daylight.
Sweet.
Not a lot. I see daylight.
Hey, a miss is as good as a mile, right?
Horseshoes and hand grenades.
Oh, no, it's still touching. On the bottom of the steering arm. But it's, see it right in here?
You gonna try to solve clearance? Got a little interference problem here. Two different manufacturers' parts. QA1 spindle, Wilwood 11-inch disc brake kit. Little issue there. Okay, this is our freshly modified spindle. We had to grind this area flat all the way into the corner of the weld so that the drop spindle would clear our 11-inch brake rotors. This kit is really designed for, you know, modern people with at least 17-inch wheels and 12-inch brakes. We are not that, so this was necessary. And the folks at QA1 say it's not a problem. We're good with it. The other reason I'm pointing the camera this way is I want to show you this tool. It's called a permanent magnetic chuck. Got it off Amazon.com. You can buy it under several different names. Think of it like a third hand. Like if you want to use a death wheel or a grinder and you want to hold onto it with both hands, this thing will hold onto your part. Yeah. So cool. Cheap and effective. What? I mean, that is close.
Dude, it's got almost an eighth. It looks to me like.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it does clear.
That was a lot less than we originally thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I thought we were going to grind even more.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Sweet.
All right.
Heck yeah, that's a big hurdle to overcome.
Yeah, it is. Dude, one more to go. Mm-hmm. Did you know that if you go on Amazon.com, you can not only buy a 1-inch 5-lug to 8-lugs adapter, but you can buy a 2-inch 5-lug to 8-lug adapter. Why does anyone but me need these? I have no idea. But I'm thankful because the 1-inch adapter does not work. Here's our problem. We want to keep our 15-inch Firestone steel wheels, but we also want modern suspension geometry and disc brakes and all those things. Well, these will not go on here because the edge of that 15-inch wheel hits our tie rod end. The reason it's spaced so far down is when you do that, it minimizes the bump steer as the wheel travels up and down. If you take all of these out, you're gonna have a lot of bump steer and a wheel that might barely clear, but not enough. So our next try here is to take off the 1-inch one, which I'll admit, this is not sketching me out at all. The 2-inch one that bolts together. I'm mildly sketched out by this, but we're going to do it anyway because I want the wheels back on the car. So our next thing now is to mock up one of the 11-inch Wilwood disc brakes with the 2-inch spacer and the 15-inch wheel and see if it clears the rod end on the steering.
I think we'll be good.
Wish us luck. I feel great about this. I do.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Just might have to take a grinder to it.
So 5 plus 8, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 bolts holding your wheel on.
19 fasteners. And all the weight that we shaved by removing the stock K member, I think we just added back on. 'Cause that's not aluminum. That's steel, folks. Wow.
I think it might be aluminum. It's just solid. Or is it zinc coated steel?
I don't know. Hold on.
Where's a magnet?
Oh, that might be. Oh, wait, hold on. Magnet's really dirty. Oh, it is aluminum. All right. Okay. I don't feel any better. I don't feel worse, though.
It's that heavy with it being aluminum.
Oh, my God. All right. Will it clear the steering now? That's the question.
I vote yes.
God, it'd be nice if this worked.
Yeah, it would be really nice to be able to keep the bump steer numbers that we worked so hard to get.
I was gonna say the wheels, but yeah, the bump steer numbers. Oh, dude, it clears.
Woohoo!
Totally clears. Totally clears. And oh yeah, track width is like money.
Yeah, that looks more similar to what it used to.
Yeah, it's probably real close to what it used to be, which is awesome. That's what it's gonna look like when it's flying through the air and doing wheelies. That's some Duke Boy stuff right there. Thank God for the 2-inch adapters, because otherwise those wheels would have been tucked in too far. Moment of truth.
Here goes nothing.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, this is exciting.
Try not to just slam her down on the ground.
We have negative camber at full droop. And
oh, that bump steer is good.
ooh, there's no preload on those coilovers, and it's actually sitting pretty good, which means it's going to settle. So we preload it, and it should
That's not bad.
yeah, it should be. Oh man, this is exciting. Look at this safety. Oh, and the shocks are adjusted full out right now either.
Full soft.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so watch the toe of the tire, like get outside of it where you can look at the sidewalls.
Oh, okay.
And like watch how it doesn't change. So that's the bump steer. For people that don't know what bump steer is the alignment changing with suspension travel.
Yeah, it moves very little.
Yeah.
And a little's fine. I mean,
Yeah, like before it was, not only was it cambering out as it hit the ground, so we went from 0 degrees of camber outwards, like 5 degrees. Now we're gaining a little bit of camber as the thing compresses.
which will help it go around the
And
corner.
the tires aren't doing a whole lot of this.
Right.
I said a little bit's okay, but
So when you hit the brakes and it transfers all the way to the front end of the car, it shouldn't be darting all over the place.
shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Guess we'll find out when we get some brake lines and go for a drive later this afternoon.
Yeah, we're going to take a field trip here real quick to buy brake lines. And then come back, bleed them. And I don't know, the new master cylinder from Wilwood might show up today too, which would be nice to bleed it with the actual one we want.
What are you thinking about camber for the street? Or what's going to be your most use for this thing? Because that's what we ought to set it up for.
Street. We'll drive the hell out of it on the street. And then,
So probably back the camber at ride height down to 1.5 degrees or so. I think it's 2.5 right there.
that would be cool.
So-
It's got a good amount right now. Although tires are $70 a piece. So, I mean,
if you're not going to put 20,000 miles on it a year,
yeah.
leave it at 2.5.
Yeah. I mean,
It'll be aggressive when you turn.
yeah.
Could make it a little darty on the brakes with a lot of camber. But if it's square, it shouldn't be. Guess we'll see.
I think we'll drive it and figure it out. Wow. All right, we got a fishing pole. We got some electrical conduit. We got
This is very precise. See how it's got machined grooves in it? So basically what we're doing here is we're going to make a perfectly parallel box around the car. And then we're going to measure from the string to the rim on each side. And that'll be what our toe is. So
how do you establish parallel?
we're going to measure from the string to the hub. And you get the front equal distance, and then you get the rear equal distance. Like the rear's got to match and the front's got to match since the track widths are very different.
Right.
And in theory, that's you're parallel to the car's center line when you do that. This one, maybe not so much. Depends on if the frame's moved around a little bit on it. I guess we'll find out. But
it's custom. It's very custom.
It's very custom. But hopefully we can at least get the wheels pointed straight, because if they're straight to the string, then they should be, because these are machined and this is the same bar front and rear. And if you center the rear, center the front, the strings should be, like I said, be on the parallel to the center line of the car. And then you measure the front and back of each wheel. It's better with bigger wheels because, you get a wider spot that you can measure, and we're assuming that the wheels aren't bent. So that's another thing that could throw us off a little bit here.
All right.
But let's chuck it all together and find out what happens.
Dude,
that's my fishing string.
I'm not a fisherman, but I'm down to learn how to use this
very,
thing.
very, very fine wire. Makes it easier to measure. And then really the whole reason for the reels is makes it a whole lot easier to clean up at the end. Because you just reel it in like you're reeling a fishing thing in.
So is this something you purchased or you made, or?
No, it's from a company called Smart Strings. And I use this on all the road race stuff we do because I can't take an alignment, a huge alignment machine to the racetrack, but I can take this to the racetrack.
Yeah, this all fit in the bed of your truck pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and what we'll do is we'll get it as close to the wheels as we can get it, and it's still, they don't necessarily have to be on the same one each side, but front to rear. Like if this is 2 grooves in here, we need to be 2 grooves in on the back one.
Okay. So
that we maintain parallel. So I'm going to try the second one in here.
Dude, this is cool. Guys, I'll find this online and put a link in the description because this is pretty sweet.
Yeah, so it just hangs, and right now the strings are parallel, but we don't know if they're centered on the car. So I adjust the height to try and be as close to the center of the wheel. So we're at the widest part of the wheel when we're measuring toe.
Okay.
And normally I do this while I'm on the scales and I corner balance, and we're not doing that with this one.
No, we're in a hurry to go drive it.
Yeah, we just gotta go drive it.
You gotta drive all the way back to Florida tonight.
I do. That's like 40 and a fuzz on the millimeters. And that is 42 and a fuzz, which means it's towed out.
Ooh, how about did it move?
Did it? Shouldn't have yet. Because I ain't moved nothing.
Oh, that's weird. I don't know what I was looking at then. So you're still loosening jam nuts then. Oh, now it's moving.
Yeah, now I should have moved. I do need to check the steering wheel. So that's 41 and 42. We kind of want the opposite of that.
That went in.
All right, so 42 and 41, so that's 1 millimeter in. Let's double check the steering wheel. Move the wheel. When they're real free. Yeah, so now we're 43 and a half, and 39. When the steering wheel moves, it throws everything off.
I did move the wheel, but it looks good.
43, 40.
Want me to hold the wheel?
Yeah, is it still good?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's good enough for who it's for.
42 and 40, so 2 millimeters in. Let's call that side good.
Sweet. So first impressions?
Pretty good, pretty good. I did a little brake test. I was kind of running up behind you and hitting the brakes, took my hands off the wheel and hit the brakes, and it tracked pretty straight on the brakes. So
I thought you were running out of gas. I was like, oh no, we're not gonna make it.
no, I was throttling it, hitting the brakes, kind of trying to put a little heat in the front brake setup.
Nice.
Since that's all fresh up there.
Yeah, they like when you do that.
Yeah, we got a mix of wet and dry tarmac, so.
We've already got one thumbs up. Granted, it was from my neighbor and he was wearing an FSM hat, but I'm counting it. I'm counting it. He has clearly good taste in automobiles. He appreciates the 2J swap. Probably not, but I love it, and that's all that matters. Build your car for yourself. Don't be a hater. There. Back in the garage. Shout out to Kevin for all the help. I appreciate you. I feel bad you didn't get to do any burnouts, but the car overheated. So next time, because right now we are putting a bigger battery radiator in here with 2 electric fans. We're also going to finally hook up the power steering pump that we didn't have in our initial test drive, and the sway bar showed up from QA1. So we are going to dial in the front of this car, then do our brake test and probably some burnouts, because again, those are $70 tires. Let's go. That opens good. Just cleared the light. Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. The radiator gets smaller every time I look at it. I think it shrunk. It's like this big. Be gone. I was gonna cut this lower cross member out, but then I stumbled upon this radiator that just fits under the bar, between that bar, and is wider and has 2 fans. Like we don't have to modify any of this stuff yet, which is great. Oh, hurry. Oh God. Oh, ready?
Sure. Oh, it's coming out lots of holes down here. Oh, Jesus. Oh. I think I got them all covered. Ah! Now it's on my arm. Oh, my God.
You want me to stop?
Nah. Oh.
Okay.
I've got...
Here we go.
Wait, that wasn't it?
No, that's just the beginning.
Oh, boy.
I don't know why I bothered with the fans. It really did help. I feel good, though, about the environment.
We caught 70%.
Oh, dude, that's good. Well, Newbern got our anti-sway bar on, which is cool. We haven't put the radiator in yet, because before we put the radiator in there, we want to put our power steering pump on. And this one is used. Shout out to Jay Marr from Real Street Performance, because he mailed us the used pump and the brackets. I found some bolts from McMaster Car, which was interesting because they're metric. I don't really speak metric. We also found conversion fittings to go from, what is it, M16 by 1.5 here to this -6 fitting, which will go down to our rack. However, it's not exactly the right fitting. Like, that's an inverted flare in there, and this is not. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut that off and use a copper washer right here and let it seal up against the flange right there. And the potential for it to leak is pretty high, but if it works, legends. Saved a lot of money right there.
Yeah, I mean, we got unlimited supply of power steering fluid.
Yeah, I mean, that is not in shortage right now. A lot of things, shortage. Power steering fluid, not so much. It's weird. If only we can make engines run on that.
Right.
We'd be geniuses. So I'm going to go take this and death wheel it all the way to the threads, because we can't have any of this bottom out on the flare that's there, because if this does ever leak, then maybe we find the right fitting and, it just threads right in there and seals, and, you don't want to wreck that. So we're going to cut it all the way to the threads there, because my handy dial calipers say from the sealing surface to there is about that far, which means, yeah, that extends way down in there. So we need to cut it at least to here, right about there. We need to cut it there. And then it should work.
And I'm pretty sure they do have a fitting that is metric, that is inverted flare. We just don't have it today, and we want to make this run today.
Why are you throwing Kevin Smith under the bus? This is the one he told me to buy.
I'm just assuming.
And he gave us a method.
I'm sorry. Kevin is a genius.
The man wakes up in the morning and pisses excellence.
I'm sorry, Kevin.
Why are you pissing on him?
I'm wrong. I'm so sorry.
You don't deserve it. You don't.
Go cut that.
Okay. Torque to spec.
I feel good about it.
I do too. I think it's gonna work.
Well, we'll find out.
I mean, it either works or it doesn't, right?
Right.
It's 50-50. I like it. Those are good odds. Better than Vegas. This is the radiator that came out of the car. This is, let's be clear, for drag racing. This is modeled after a Volkswagen Scirocco, which is real popular for old school drag racers. They would say, give me the Scirocco radiator if they called up Jerry Bickle or somebody like that, sold race car parts. And this is what you would get. It's about 15 inches tall. It is about 26 inches wide. It does not cool a 2JZ, even just cruising down the road for more than about 5 minutes. It's no bueno. It has a single 11-inch fan. Not enough. It's great if you're drag racing. This is from Griffin. I just bought this. Cost nearly double. This was like $400. This is a little over $700. However, this is 10 inches longer, 2 inches taller, and it has two 12-inch Spall fans. So this should work. Another benefit of going with this one was it has the inlets and the outlets in the right place. So no more radiator hose crossing over, in the middle. And the only downside to this thing is it's like 6 different cars. It's universal, but it is for a Chrysler fitment. But that upper return line is 1 3/4 inches, which is bigger than what we need. So we'll have to neck that down. But this should fit into the car without us having to cut up a bunch of stuff on the sheet metal or that horrific roll cage. So,
is that upside down right now?
Let's go find out. Yeah, probably. There's the radiator cap.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, where's the cap? But okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, and it's also got the cool flappy things for when you're going really fast and you're at highway speeds and you don't need the fans, but you want the air to come through. It's got these. I've never seen any science on those. I don't even know if they work, but we have the flappy things just in case they are good for something. They're there.
Well, I think we should pull this off, just to get it in there. Unless you think you, well, all right. Okay.
You might be right.
Oh, whoa! You just slap-proved me wrong. I mean,
it's not what I'm here for. It's just something that happens from time to time is I slap you wrong. So I'm gonna kick the bottom out a little bit. There we go. I have to do a little creative trimming right there of the frame horn to get that hose past, but I think we're gonna be able to make this work. I think this hose is gonna be able to come up right over here. Yeah, man.
we can get a trim much. And let's be real, what's there is not really doing anything.
No, it's really not.
It's going.
You get the Sawzall and you get the Sawzall. Dude, this is gonna work good. Dude, and they had it in stock. It only took 3 days to get. Not bad.
That's really what, your parts depend on, is like, I'm going to use this part because it's the only thing in stock.
Yeah, that's how we
It
ended
may
up.
not fit perfect, but, it's what's available, so.
That's how we ended up with a Volkswagen Scirocco radiator to begin with.
Well, I mean, you ordered fans to begin with no radiator.
That's right. I bought a whole nother radiator, in quotation marks, that turned out just to be a fan,
Yeah.
not the actual radiator.
And it was
I knew the
really-
price was too good to be true.
Yeah.
So was the picture, apparently.
This thing has so much room in it. Like, I'm nowhere near the pedal.
Oh, dude. These seats rule. I have brake pedal.
Wait till you feel the steering. Clutch is-
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Power steering. We're getting that now. So we got a fresh cooling system, steering, brakes, suspension. Ride height's a little higher in the front than I want. But that's okay. I wonder if we have enough shock travel to do the brake test. Like, is it stiff because we're out of shock right now?
I don't know. We got like that much.
That's not a lot. Should I pull over and should we look real quick?
Like, I got it halfway up the thing. Like,
Oh, you do?
I adjusted it way up.
Okay. So we need to raise the shock mounts up.
Yeah.
Or we need more spring. Oh, that's cool. It's already driving better, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's definitely driving better. All right, let's try the brakes. Brakes are pretty good. That makes such good noises. Wow. That's like half throttle, dude. And it's not scary to drive.
What do you think people look like when they look over at us sitting in here? What do you think's going through their mind?
They're like, man, that's a crappy Dodge Charger. And why is it making weird noises?
Yeah.
That makes me happy. That's a sweet car. See that right there? And the master cylinder is actually okay. I mean, it's probably not ideal, but it seems to stop all right.
Well, the main thing is probably sending equal amounts of fluid to front and back now. So it might be wrong, but it's still it's all disc brake now. It's not mixed.
Right.
So it's still it's probably sending out the same amount to front and back. Just not the right amount, but it's equal. You know what I mean?
It's not proportional.
Yeah.
But like, just the amount of pedal effort it takes to stop now is way less.
Well, I can't wait to see the difference.
Way less.
Is there cams in this motor?
Oh yeah.
Really? It sounds rowdy for what it is.
It's got 2 Brian Carauer racing cams, valve springs, head gasket. Bottom end is totally stock, which is why we turned it down. It made like 20 to the tire, turned way up, and we turned it down to like 450.
How many pounds of boost?
I think it's like 15 right now.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, dude. It likes to party. The two-step though. I love it, dude. I absolutely love it. It's so violent when it shoots fireballs. That never gets old. Now the back needs work. So the back's got almost no travel and it's really stiff. The front ride's way better than the back does. You can feel it in the rear where it's really stiff. Dude, success. I like it. But will it stop better? I think so.
I know so.
That might be a problem. Yeah, that might be a problem. Whoops.
Here, I got you. I don't want to say it, but
Oh, the nut's still there. We can fix this.
it is?
Yep. Nut is still there. You don't want to say what?
Nothing. So you dropped the nut,
Oh, it's still there.
but you saved it. You saved your nut.
Nah, dude, you gotta take good care of your nuts. The problem with this particular nut is there's no real way to get in there and put a lock nut or. I need to shove a screwdriver in there, I think, to. I might have to clean the threads up here. Let me get the nut out. We'll use it to chase the threads on it.
There's a nut on it.
That's the top nut. We need the bottom. Oh. We can't use that one. That one's different, see? Let's see. All right, she's good.
I think you're just kind of crooked. Sitting in there a little lopsided. Just gotta match the angle of the dangle there. Yeah, so you're crooked.
This is it. Our scientific, totally, mostly accurate after brake test. This will be with the Wilwood brakes, the QA1 suspension and steering, same $70 tires, same 8-lug wheels. Haven't scaled the car yet. We'll do that when we get home. So today's goal is, does it stop shorter? It already drives better. Like, I'm stoked on the way it drives. Need to lower it, but can't do that right now because we're out of shock shaft. Basically, we have about an inch of shock shaft showing, so it can't compress anymore. Otherwise, you're just bottomed out all the time. You can't drive around. So the only way to lower the car some more is to extend the upper shock mounts upward and get the shock to open up some more. Then we could lower the car some more. Right now, I'm not worried about that. That'll be for another day, another episode. Right now, I'm just enjoying the fact that I have power steering and that when I hit the brakes, the car doesn't swerve left and right. And that right now it takes very little pedal effort, even with the drum brake master cylinder activating all 4 Wilwood disc brakes. Like, I think it's gonna stop better. Let's go find out.
All right, here we go. The last brake test, he started right in there and ended way down there in the grass. So I think this brake test will be, I'm gonna go halfway. I'm gonna say it stops half the distance it did before.
A lot less noises coming from the car. I should say, fewer noises coming from this car now when it goes down the road. You still have all the creaks and rattles from the body and the roll cage, but the front end of the car is not shaking. It's not making crazy noises anymore. All right, brake test number 1, let's go. All right, so it was 135-ish foot before. Oh yeah, whoa. Way better. That's way better. Yeah, by a long shot. You marked it? Oh yeah.
Back to.
I got you, go ahead.
That's shorter.
Do it a couple more times.
I'll go again. Wow. I probably could have stopped even harder. That was shorter. That inspires confidence. Like when you hit the brakes, the whole car isn't just darting all over the road anymore. And they did lock up, but basically they locked up. Like I got into them and they weren't locking up and I was slowing down and then I just laid into it a little more until it finally did start to lock up. And man, it came to a stop much, much quicker than before. Wow, it's so much better, dude. Oh my God, so much better. All right, I'm pull over. Let's find out. So much better. I like stopping this car. It's so much better.
Yeah, dude, you shaved off probably 50 or 60 foot.
Dude.
That's big.
It's
huge.
a different car.
Yeah.
It is not scary to drive fast now when you have to panic stop. Yeah, because we were stopping down there, right?
In the grass.
Yeah,
so your mark's down there where you were stopping before?
We're virtually, we're to the grass and now we're back here.
Yeah. And if you get the brakes like broke in properly, it'd probably be even better.
Yeah, sorry, Wilwood, we didn't bed the pads in at all.
That was the first time.
Yeah, that was really, they're probably not even up to temp yet. Man, that's good though. Let's go to the tape measure. We got to be scientific about this.
Let's do it.
I don't remember the exact number. Was it like 147 or 127 or?
It was like either 127
it was
or
128.
something, I don't know.
I think it was 128. And obviously we'll go back to the video and we'll find out for sure.
23 and a half, so 147 foot.
But just visually, it's way shorter.
So I can't tell. So this is your old mark. So I can't tell. So I'm gonna assume you started.
Yeah, these outside ones are the new ones.
Well, those were there before, so it's gonna be hard to tell.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So there's no marks to really guide this time.
Yeah, that was the thing about driving it this time is you start laying into the brakes and it's just slowing down. It's not locking up. So I just kept pushing harder and harder. And then at the very end, they lock up, but not throughout the whole deal like these. This is why you're not stopping. When you're skidding, you can't steer and you're not really stopping effectively. So this is way better. Same tires, drastically different performance thanks to the Wilwood brakes and the QA1 suspension. So, hey, let's just
measure from here.
Go from the can.
And let's just see what happens.
Even though this is probably, this is about where I hit it. Okay, there's 25.
This is real scientific. Very accurate.
It is. I'm holding it to my thigh. That's 25. This is totally scientific. 50. And the more we drive this and get the brakes actually broken in, the better they're gonna work. All right, that's 75. I think it's an even 100. There we go. So there's 100 right there. And I think our old record was 128. And this is gonna be like 105 maybe?
7.
107. So we shaved about 20 feet off our stopping distance.
That's hard to tell too. Like I don't know if you actually started braking right at the garbage can because you were way late last time. So
Yeah.
I say it's about 100 foot to be honest with you.
Well, and let's just think about that, right? Let's be real here. Whether it's 107 feet or 100 feet, the end result is that's 3 cars
Yeah.
or more, right? So that's you driving along, not paying attention. All of a sudden, you have to stop. And instead of plowing into the car in front of you, you now have 3 car lengths worth of stopping distance that you didn't have before. And better yet, when you hit the brakes, it's not scary anymore.
Yeah. I was very, very controlled right there. They didn't lock up. The front end wasn't jumping. They just stopped.
Yeah.
That was
Dude,
great.
it was awesome.
I call it a success. And
Total success.
we're good.
There's only one thing left to do.
We're doing the squat now. We got to fix the squat. That's not okay.
The Carolina squat?
Yeah, it's not all right.
Yeah. We need to lower the front. We're not going to raise the back. We're just going to lower the front. We'll do that in another video. This video, I feel like, should end with fireballs off the 2-step and smoky burnouts. So we're going to do that right now. I think you should drive.
I ain't driving that thing. You gonna do burnouts for real?
I think we should.
Did you say burnouts or fireballs or both?
Both. Do you know what's better than a burnout?
Right
A burnout while
here.
shooting fireballs.
Right here. I wanna see it. I've never seen the fireballs from outside the car. Only inside the car.
I was going to go to another spot.
Oh, what fun is that?
Well, I figured you'd be more inclined to do it if it wasn't out, like, you know, where everybody could see.
Oh,
Because you're ashamed of the 2J and the Charger.
why you
okay.
gotta put me on the spot like
It's
that?
okay. Just go ahead. Say it. Not every.
It sounds funny.
It's not for everybody. I understand that.
I appreciate the power. You know, I have respect for the power and it's a pretty strong, unit there, but it sounds funny, man. It sounds funny. It doesn't match the car.
Do 2-step fireballs sound funny, though? No,
Kinda.
They don't. They sound glorious. So let's go do those. Thanks for watching Finnegan's Garage.